Hey guys, John here with Sarge and Reds. Thanks for joining us. I should say me. I was supposed to have a partner today, but he bailed out. Something about a sick dog or his dog ate his homework. I don't know. Aaron, wherever you're at, I hope your dog's doing okay. Anyways, we're going down to meet a gentleman today who sent me a message. He had some revised Magic cards. He has a collection. It's mainly revised. It looked like there's some pictures of 4th edition and Tempest in there as well. He also has some old Dungeons and Dragon books and role-playing games from that era. Condition may be an issue. Doesn't look like they were stored properly because the pictures he sent me, they were literally like mounds of cards. Not stacks of cards that were neatly stacked, but mounds of cards. So I know he was sorting them, so hopefully they weren't stored like that, like just thrown loose in a box. But, I mean, we've all seen collections like that. So I'm not hoping, or I'm not, expecting to find them in near mint condition. I'm hoping for the best light played. But as you know, if cards are damaged or moderate played, heavy played, some of them still have value. From the pictures he sent me, he did pull out his dual lands. There were 4 duels. So, judging from the pictures, I couldn't tell. One of them looked like it was warped some, but it might have been he had put it in a sleeve and it might have just been a reflection from the camera. So we're going to head out there, check it out. Hopefully we can get a good deal for both parties. I like to make sure that when I do these deals that it's fair for both of us, because I want him to, he probably has friends that used to play as well, and I want him to reach out to his friends and say, hey, Sarge gave me a really good deal. She's got a network, and if you treat people right, it comes back to you tenfold. Just finished taking a look at this collection. It's a little dark outside, so I apologize for the unnatural lighting in here. Took a while to go through. I think I got there at around, I was there for probably about 2 hours. It was a nice collection. I mean, probably not the 1,000 cards he thought it was. It was probably closer to 6,000 cards. People tend to underestimate. Sorry, I'm driving on a dirt road. People tend to underestimate how many cards they have in their collections. I believe typically they think it's a lot less than it actually is. And that was no different here. Again, what I was worried about was the condition. So 2 of the dual lands were damaged. I mean, they're sellable. They're not in mint condition, obviously, so they're not going to sell for near mint prices, but they are they're sleeve playable. One of them is a little creased, so I might have to try to flatten that one out. But pretty decent collection. Some good staples from the revised Tempest era. No super money cards or anything like that, but I think we came to a good deal on it, where he was happy, he made some money, and I'll be able to make a profit on it, which is good. I didn't end up buying the Dungeons and Dragon books just because the condition on them, they were pretty bad condition. Spines coming off, some of them had like duct tape holding the spines together, so I didn't even make an offer on those. And I just let them know why. They're just not in a condition where I'd be able to sell them. I try to sell a better quality book. So it was a pretty good experience. They were really nice people. Actually, we're probably going to try to work together on some other projects and things like that. They buy campers and refinish them and sell those. So, since I travel so much buying collections, I told them I'd keep an eye out for campers if they saw them and let me know, and we'll kind of work that out that way. So that's always good, and that's why I like to go and meet people and be fair with them, because you make contacts and you get to network. And I would never know anything about this, but they also have friends that used to play games as well, so that's kind of my cup of tea. But also now I can kind of help them out with this camper business and maybe learn a thing or two about that. Just wanted to show you, this is the collection I ended up picking up today. The gentleman thought there was about 1,000 cards. I told him, no, it's probably closer to 7,000, I think. Obviously, I didn't count them. This box is just basic lands. So this is how he had them stored. Like I was saying, the picture he sent me, they were kind of all in just mounds, and that was him going through and trying to sort them by color. But this is how he had them stored when he had them in storage, unfortunately. So, as you can see, I mean, most of these are not going to be near mint condition. Just back in the day, when you played the game, you played the game to play it. You didn't use sleeves, you just kind of played the game and you threw your cards in storage. This is how he chose to store his. Obviously, he had 1 card box, which, these ones hopefully will be in a little bit better condition. But I was there for about 2 hours, roughly. We talked about a lot of stuff. Really nice guy. Actually, they buy and flip RV or campers, like tow behind campers, which is pretty cool. They were showing me some of the ones they've done, and they buy them for real cheap, and it's almost like flipping a house. So I'll try to get some more information on that, and I'll link it in the video, so if you want to check out their stuff, you can. But like I was saying, most of these cards are going to be, played condition just because of the way they were stored. There was a handful, maybe 20 cards that I was going through that had bite marks out of them from animals. So unfortunately, when you buy collections that are older collections, and the person just stopped playing and never really thought about it as a financial thing. You know, they just kind of put the cards in a box and threw them in the basement. So some of the cards that he had set aside, I got right here, and some of them are valuable. Obviously, you got your dual lands, but again, condition is everything. This Badlands here, you can't really probably tell. It's bent. I mean, it's got a bend in it. And this Tropical Island is the other one, the other higher end card that he had in there, and you can see there it has basically looks like it might have been stuck to another card, so it's damaged. Other than that, you know, there's a couple strip mines that he had pulled aside. This is one of the things that I find kind of funny when you buy a collection from someone who hasn't played in a while. You have cards that might have, you know, used to be worth a couple bucks. Nettling Imp. Here's one right here, Nightmare. Who remembers when Nightmare was, you know, 10, 15 bucks? So you kind of have to talk to him and say, hey, this card's not worth 10, 15 bucks anymore. I showed him where it had been reprinted in, what, 15 sets? I think we actually pulled it up on TCG and had a list of all the reprints and showed him that. And, you know, he was a real cool guy. Understood everything. Here's another one that, back in the heyday, you know, was worth some money. Royal Assassin used to be 20 bucks. I remember that. And then the other thing that we had a, you know, I don't know why he had a Dwarven Catapult pulled out in the sleeve. It's, good lord, it's Fallen Empires. Nothing in Fallen Empires is worth sleeving. But he had a bunch of cards from Chronicles that he thought were the original Legends versions, and, you know, the Dark and things like that. So I'd explain to him and show him the difference, and, you know, because he had prices in his mind of what these cards were worth, but in actuality they're really not the valuable one. You know, we ended up coming up with a price. He was happy, I was happy. Hopefully we'll find some more stuff in here, but we'll go ahead and we're going to start going through this. I'm going to kind of get them out of this box and get them into an actual proper box, and then go through and I'll pull out the stuff of value, and, you know, I'll do another video showing what we found in the box and show the condition and how storing stuff like this can be detrimental to the cards. I'm sure all of you know, but again, you know, this is something that you're gonna come across, whether it's comic books or D&D or anything that people really didn't think back when they had them as kids were gonna have any financial value down the road. They just kind of, you know, threw in a box and stored them. So there you have it. Do not store your cards in cardboard boxes like this and then throw them in the basement. Hey guys, John here from Sarge and Reds. I've been starting to go through this collection. I've made it through almost half of the large box, and I've gone through some of the stuff in that actual card box. So what I found is, like I feared, you know, there's some cards that are damaged. Actually, I've been pulling out the damaged stuff, and the damaged stuff is stuff that I just wouldn't sell, just because, you know, they're either, you know, lower value cards. It's just not really worth even messing with. But there's some good playable cards in here, like the Counterspell. It looks like maybe it was stuck to something else. Either they have like just nicks that would consider them damage, or creases. Some of these had rubber bands around them. So again, don't store your cards like that. They're playable. I mean, that one's obviously a little rough there. Like I was saying earlier in the other video, there's a mouse or something must have been gnawing on one of these boxes. So cards like this are damaged. I mean, they're playable in the sleeve, obviously. So what I'll probably do with these, if anyone wants these, honestly, I'll give them to you. Just let me know in the comments section if more than one person is interested in them. I'll do a random drawing or something like that. So, I mean, just some interesting cards, some older cards. If you haven't been playing for a long time, you might not have some of these. So let me know in the comments if you want them, and I'll ship them off to you. There's a good number of cards, but it's a bunch of older stuff, just stuff that's, you know, in a condition where I wouldn't sell them just because of the damage to them. But they're sleeve playable. It's either like, you know, little creases or where they had maybe been stuck to another card. Poor Joven there, he didn't make it very well. There's another one that kind of had gnaws on it. I threw away most of the ones that were all gnawed. I must have missed that one. But so if you want those, you know, there's some staples: Goblin Grenade, Red Elemental Blast. Some older cards that people who, like I said, just started playing might not have ever had. So if you want those for your collection to play with, they're damaged, but I mean, they're yours free of charge. If no one wants them, they're going to end up just getting tossed because they're not anything I'd really sell. But anyways, I've been going through them, and typically the way he was sorting them was just by color, and then he was going to do it by spell and creature cards. I don't know why. So, you know, these are... I just grabbed this out of the box, but looks like this is a red section. So let's see what we got, if we get anything in here. I mean, there's some cards from the Dark, there's some stuff from Legends, nothing
super expensive from either of those sets. I take that back. There are a couple of the ones that have shot up recently, like Stone Calendar and things. So as you can see, I like the art on that one. I can't remember if that one's Burnout. I can't remember if that's worth something or not. Some of these older ones, it's just there's so many cards and Magic, obviously. That was one ugly dude. Sorry, Aaron. Anzer and Reams. I think that's one of those ones that's kind of been creeping up. As you can see, I mean, these ones are all probably light play. But they're pretty much all from this era. I think the newest ones I found, there's been like one or two from like Onslaught. It looks like maybe he bought a couple packs of that at one point. And Keldon Warlord, Earthquake. A lot of classic cards from back in Revised. I started at the tail end of Unlimited and Revised, so this kind of stuff brings back a lot of memories. I remember playing with all these things when I first started. Goblin Rock Slid. Fallen Empires. So that little batch there, nothing really too exciting. I have been pulling some valuable cards out. I kind of want to see if I'll find anything in here with y'all. Hill Giant. Grey Ogre. So when you want to pay 3 for a 2/2 that does absolutely nothing, Grey Ogre's got your back. Mons, Goblin Raiders. So some of these, like I said, I thought that there was, condition would be an issue just because of the way they were stored. And I've been pulling out a bunch of cards that are just damaged or really heavy play that are stuff that I really have no need for. So like I said, those ones will be up for grabs for anybody who's interested in them. I know they're, nothing super expensive, but like I said, if it's something you guys are interested in just because, A, you want to build your collection and you didn't play back in the day when some of this stuff came out, Rick Grimes is coming for you, The Walking Dead. I don't know, you really don't look like the Summon Walking Dead. And another thing, these things are all like that one there, that Wake of Vulture. It's kind of just, I'll add that to the stack. Necrosavant. Some of these, like I said, if you guys see one of these, and I want to say that's reserve list. I've been pulling reserve list stuff. I hate going through cards when they're all upside down, backwards, and inside out. But so there's a lot of neat cards in here for you guys who haven't played for a long time, or haven't been in the game for as long. There's a Dark Writ. I'll pull that out. All these staples, Royal Assassin. Oh, yeah, see, there's one of the Onslaught cards. Like I said, he had some stuff from Onslaught. Maybe a couple packs, it looked like. Some of these I'm throwing out to the side because I'm not sure what the value is on it. I know a lot of them, but some of them I just don't know. And I'll go through these a little more detailed later. I just kind of want to go through and pull anything. I hate upside down cards. Ugh. So what do you guys think? I mean, with these damaged cards, is anyone interested in them? It's free cards. Sleevable, obviously. But I'll show you guys some of the cool stuff I pulled out here in a second. I just want to finish going through this stack. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of this stuff, I'll start doing some more videos of the collections I buy. Just let me know below. Dark Writ. Pestilence Rats, Bog Rats. Sounds like the rat section here. Vampire Bat. Yeah, like that one there. See how it's just kind of got that little bend to it? I wouldn't really sell that, so I'll put that in there with the freebies. Found a couple from Unlimited. I think one from Beta so far. Nothing exciting. He said he had a Black Lotus in a safe deposit box, so I asked him if he wanted to sell it. He said no. So, anyways, I'll go through more of these stuff, more of these cards later. But let me show you guys some of the stuff I had pulled out. And like I said, I've been pulling stuff as I've been going through this box, so there's not really any kind of order of these. But these are the ones that I have been setting aside. Either stuff that I couldn't remember if it was reserve list, like I think this is reserve list, or just cards that I sell playsets of all the time. Or just some of the older stuff. Counter spells. I think I sell that pretty much. And I think that's reserve list. Like, so some of this stuff, guys, I might be just pulling stuff out that is not worth anything, but like Narwhal. Pretty sure that's reserve list. I know it's spiked. It's not really the best card, but the way that the stuff on the reserve list have been jumping up and down, I just kind of stick those aside just in case something shoots up crazy. Like some of these things like this, reserve list, or I can't remember. Thought Lash. I found, so far I found 2 Force of Wills. They're in here somewhere. Like Recycle, I know that's a reserve list. I sell those pretty regularly. There's reserve list. Buried Alive. I think that's selling for a couple bucks. Play sets of those I sell all the time. That's just another reserve list. Can't remember if that's reserve list or not, the Arctic Wolves. Like I said, there's so many of these older sets. They're just kind of crap cards, but they happen to make the list, so I'll stick them in there just in case they eventually shoot up. Iceberg. I don't know why I put that in there. And this is just some stuff I was sticking aside from the dark. Merchant Scrolls, those are still popular. Brainstorm, obviously. Arcane Denials. Bizarre Wonders. Promise, guys, there was some good stuff in here, so let me just work through it and we'll see what we got. And these are just either reserve list, can't remember if reserve list, or stuff that I sell pretty regularly, or rares. Here's a couple foils. Like I said, he had some stuff from Onslaught. Elvish Farmer. That's reserve list, so that's why I pulled that one out. There's I believe I want to say there was a scroll rack or 2. And I still haven't gone through all this stuff yet, guys, so I'm not going to put it all on video because God knows I wouldn't want to sit here and watch me flip through a bunch of cards. Actually, I probably would. Here we go. So yeah, we got the scroll rack, Lotus Petals, Phyrexian Dreadnought. I want to say that's 10, 12 bucks now. Ancient Tomb, Scorched Runes. I think that's one of those ones that just shot up, I think. Yeah, with the Blood Sun, people thinking that's gonna be good there. So Force of Will, that's in good condition ish, maybe moderate. Mana Vortex, I want to say that shot up. I might be wrong. There's another Force of Will, another Scroll Rack. There's a Fast Bond. I know that one just kind of spiked a little bit. Some Urzas, Black Vice. I think this still all reserve list. That's why I stuck it there. Pro Medallion. Anvil of Organon. I don't know what the hell that is. Art's pretty cool, but some staples like Goblin Grenades. These are probably moderately played, but still play set of moderately played Goblin Grenades. And this is just some of the stuff from the dark I'd pulled out. Some swords, Plowshare, a Lion's Eye Diamond that was in there, and that's actually in pretty good condition. Life Chisel, Static Orb. There's a card from Beta. I'm not sure what that one goes for. Ooh, focus. Sorry about that, guys. Just some cards from Legends. Anyway. So this is some of the stuff I've been pulling out, either stuff for reserve list or stuff that's I know is money cards, or just some of the older stuff. So far, I think I've done pretty well, and I still have a ton to go through. Probably, shoot, 1, 2, maybe 3,000, 4,000 cards left to go through. So this is just some of the stuff that I've been setting aside that I could just either not remember if they were valuable, or there's so many cards. Most of the time you'll see a card and you're like, I think that's one that I sell pretty regularly. Or I think that one, here's a Null Rod. And unfortunately, that one's got some damage to it. But still, just because of the value of a Null Rod, I think that even as damage, you still get a little bit out of it, not too much. There's one of the Onslaught ones, Cryptic Gateway, which I want to say that's shot up double digits recently, hasn't it? So there's some Lotus Petals. That's a cool looking card. Tika's Dragon. Some Altars. I think that's reserve list. So anyways, this video is getting a little long. At this point it's like 12 minutes long, so I'm assuming y'all don't want to see it this long, but who knows. I could be wrong. Let me know what you think. I'll go through some more of these. I'll do a couple videos of me going just through them to see what we find. But this is the stuff that I've been setting aside. Like I said, it's not, there's a couple good cards in here. Definitely recouped what I've spent plus some, which is obviously what you're trying to do if you're buying and selling collections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start going through some more of these. I'll probably do a couple other short videos, just maybe some stacks, and just do some smaller videos. If you guys want to look at my beautifully manicured hands, not really, but anyways. Alright guys, Sarge out, and I'm going to do a couple more little videos here in a little bit, and I'll edit them all together or do some fantasticness.